2140, women have become the dominant gender and taken control of society, allowing them to push humanity into fast progress with discipline, peace, and great technological advances. History teacher Radha tells the class about how the world was when men dominated society. They only brought hate and violence that resulted in wars and climate change. However, the virus quickly spread to the rest of the world and ended up killing 99% of the male population. That's when women took over and reversed all the damage done by men, making Earth a better place to live in. Nowadays male babies are extremely rare, and when one is born, he's sent to the slums. The male population is seen as apes for having little intelligence, being dirty, and only being interested in intercourse and violence. Mila is curious about the slums and Radha takes the girls on a class trip. He wants to start an uprising against the women and often gives speeches to get the other guys to support him. Today's speech gets interrupted by the arrival of Radha and her class, and the men get angry when they realize they're being treated like a zoo. The men are starting to get excited, so Radha sends the girls back to the bus, only to notice Mila is missing. Radha rushes to find Mila and finds her staring at a duck because she never saw an animal before. Jara kisses Radha, who panics and blows her emergency whistle. They're taken to see Baron, who decides to organize a slapping competition, and the winner gets to do it with the women. Wanting to protect them, Jara enters the competition and gets nervous when his opponent turns out to be a giant. Luckily he's slow and Jara quickly dodges him, causing Baron to get knocked out instead. While everyone is distracted, Radha and Mila run back to their bus, which has a force field that keeps the guys away from reaching them. While the girls escape on the bus, Jara runs away too because Baron's men want to punish him. Sometime later, a bus stops by the slums to get some batteries, and after it takes off, Jara reveals to be hiding in the battery barrels. He meets the bus owner Yuli, who works as a seed keeper, meaning he's one of the few privileged men allowed to impregnate women. The bus is on autopilot and can't stop, so Yuli agrees to let Jara out when they make it to the colony. Still determined to escape from Baron's men, Jara puts on Yuli's spare uniform and pretends to be a new seed keeper. Moments later, Jara makes it to the colony 2 Hills, where an invisible barrier opens up to let him in. A woman gives him a tour of the place and Jara is surprised to see how many girls are excited to have him around. That night on live TV, Jara bites the holy apple and takes an oath to reproduce healthy and smart babies. He wants to start working immediately, so he's taken to the reproduction chamber and meets a woman he isn't attracted to at all. His disappointment increases when suddenly a pipe is connected to his groin and starts milking him. To keep himself distracted, he thinks about Radha, while Radha also thinks of him too while using a toy. The next day, Jara is taken to the reproduction base, where seed keepers are taken care of by beautiful women. Jara is happy to spend the whole day being pampered with good food and massages, but all this attention causes him to get stiff. He rushes to the bathroom to find relief in his hand, but this causes an alarm to go off. It turns out that both self-relief and intercourse are illegal in the colony.